out. You know, you can say, oh, I want this, I want that, I want more. But what are you willing to do to go out and get it done?
That's
right?
key. Very key.
You got to figure that out, guys. Personal development is a must. Action. This is good. Starts with your goals, guys. Without this action piece, you know, the personal development, getting out of your comfort zone, you know, the belief, you can have all the belief in the world, you can have all of the personal development, but let me tell you, the action piece, this is where it's made, guys. This is where the money is made right here. That action piece, walking out of these doors, what are you going to do in crunch time, right? It starts with setting some goals. What are your goals? I don't know. I don't know what your goals are. For me, my first goal was I wanted Walmart money on a new truck because our truck it had AC, but it didn't work. And we live here in Florida, so without it working, it's kind of like not having it, right? Because it's still hot. So we needed a new truck and Walmart money, right? I don't know what that was small, but those were our goals. Then as we continued to move up, we started to set bigger goals. We figured, you know what? Let's match my UPS salary. Let's set a goal to retire. Let's set a goal to make $1 million. Let's set a goal to go out and help, you know, 10,000 people become BMW qualifiers, right? What are your goals? You got to set some goals, and here's the best one. You got to write them down. A Harvard MBA study said that 3% of the individuals who wrote their goals down, wrote them down on paper, had clear, concise goals that were written down on paper, made 10 times as much as the 97% who did not write their goals down. That's a Harvard MBA study, guys. So how many of you guys have written down goals right now? If not, figure them out tonight, today. Write them down. Next is sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? You're going to have to give up something. You're not going to go from where you are to ambassador, 5-star, global, whatever, without some sacrifice. We had to sacrifice some family time. We had to sacrifice some time with my boys, you know. Kaden and Bryce were 3 years old when we started. I remember I'd walk out of the door, one hit one leg, the other hit another leg, and they say, Dad, do you have to go to work tonight? Yep, I do. If you want to eat, boy, now get off my leg, right? wasn't an option. And so we didn't have a lot of time, but guess what we did? We sacrificed some time with them. As much as I wanted to go and spend more time with them, we took an hour out a night. We took a couple of hours out a night and spent it with individuals just like yourselves sharing the challenge. So you got to figure out, what are you going to have to sacrifice? It's not going to take a bunch of money, I can tell you that. So don't tell me you ain't got no money. Don't sit in here and feel sorry for yourself because you ain't got money. I borrowed the money to get in this. All right? The first guy that I signed up, I borrowed $500 from. Didn't have it. Had a bad week. You ever had a bad week? I had a bad week. Sorry. All right? So don't tell me you don't have any money. That's weak. That's pathetic. You can find the money to get this thing done. Okay? So sacrifice. And then find your pace. What is your pace? What is your pace going to be? Right? I don't know. How fast do you want to go? I remember when Kyle Passetti came to my house for the first time. He was sitting there, and I remember seeing him the second Saturday in the business. He did 9 challenge parties on a Saturday. I don't have any idea how you do 9 parties on a Saturday. I'm not talking about closeouts over a telephone. I'm talking about the boy was in 9 different homes on a Saturday. And he lived an hour and a half away from my house. He was in my city at 9 a.m. So he had to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? But guess what? He set the pace, and guess what we did? We continued to follow him. All I wanted to do was just draft him. So find someone in here, all right, who's your standard. Find someone in here, I don't know, maybe it's a regional director. Maybe it's a national director. Find that person that motivates you, that is running at the pace that you believe you can run at. Now, don't sit up here and say you're going to catch Jason O'Toole, all right, by NST, all right? Set some realistic goals, okay? I'm not saying that you can't, but, I mean, there's somebody between you and Jason probably right now, unless you're sitting right here, right? So find somebody that's a pace car and follow that person. Next, consistency. You got to have that consistency, guys. The consistency is where most win or lose. You know, a lot of people get started and then they start and then they stop. And they wonder why they can't develop momentum. The whole business is about momentum. Once you get it, let me tell you something. You better not take your foot off the pedal. The one thing that we did was we didn't take our foot off the pedal for 18 months. That's the only reason we went 5 and 18 months. We never stopped. We hit about 20 to 30 challenge parties a month, every single month. I was kind of scared to quit, right? I was like, you find something that continues to pay you, like it was paying us on through 5-star, you don't slow down on that, buddy. So once you get that consistency going, guys, that is where the momentum is at, okay? Now, the most important gap in the world is the gap between knowing and doing. You may know that this opportunity is something everybody needs, wants, and can afford. You may know that 7 out of 10 are overweight. You may know that, this obesity epidemic is not getting any better. You may know that 95% of everybody lives from Friday to Friday. You may know that, this is the arena that they can go out and accomplish their dreams. But if you don't go out and share it, then it doesn't matter. The people that know, you never hear from them. But the people that go out and do, you get to hear from them. Dreaming big, guys. Here's a good one. What is your why? You got to have something that is going to get you off the sofa at night. You got to have something that is going to, what is your burning desire? What is going to motivate you when on tomorrow, when your coworker laughs at you and says, oh, you went to another one of those rah-rah weekends, right? What are you going to do when your mother-in-law, when you get back home, because she's been watching the kids all day, and they bad. They've been all over the house. They're all over the place. They're going to be so glad to see you, right? But what are you going to do when she tries to tear you down or he? What are you going to do? You got to have a big why, guys. That dream has to be so big that it overshadows any negative or anything that could possibly throw you out of the saddle. All right? Again, my big dream was freedom. I didn't want to be rich. I didn't want to fly around in private jets. I just didn't want to have a job. It wasn't that I was lazy. I'm the kind of, I'm going to work forever. I'm going to work until I die, okay? That's just me, all right? I believe to whom much is given, much is required. I don't think that we should be sitting on the beach somewhere relaxing, But, so what is that dream? What is that big dream? I don't know. Figure it out. Figure it out. What is your big why? Dream building. We started dream building 15 years ago. We snuck into communities. We snuck into communities that they would only let me in if I was in my UPS truck. All right? We looked at multi-million-dollar homes. I thank God for UPS. I really do. You'll never hear me say anything bad about UPS because it gave me an opportunity to get in communities that I never would have been exposed to. And I used to go to these people's homes and I would ask them, you pull up to a $6 million house on the ocean, on the river, on 2 acres. And I'm thinking, this is Florida prime real estate. This is ridiculous. I want to know what y'all do. Every time I'd ask them, and I'd smile, and just smile helps. How's it going? And most UPS guys would take a box, drop it, and before you get to the door, they're back in the truck, right? Not at the big places. I'd drop that box, ring the doorbell, and be standing right there, right? Because I want to see who these people are. I want to know what they do, right? I'm telling you what, this is dream building. I want to know what they do, right? Because this is ridiculous. I don't know. And they come to the door, how's it going? Like one lady, Miss Kuda, she had a beautiful home on the river. And it was a heavy box, so she really did need some help. She comes in and she says, she opens the door, and I says, would you like me to sit it inside? She says, yes. So I said, yes. So I go in, and I sit the box down, and this house, y'all, I can't even explain it, ridiculous. She says to me, she says, go on in further and look in both directions. So I do. And then she says, and when you're done, go outside and just walk around the back of the estate and look at it from the river. And I did. I was there for 30 minutes and I come back around and I'm talking, she's standing out front waiting on me.